First and foremost, my name is John Clune. I'm the Global GDS Development Manager for STAAH, and I've been with STAAH in two different roles for about 11 years, and 7 years of those as the leader in Global GDS Development role. And prior to that, I have around 6 years experience with GDS. So I've got a few miles on the clock in terms of understanding GDS. Yeah. On this slide, you can see my email address if any of you wish to communicate directly with me. However, the purpose of this evening is to direct you back to the salespeople in your local markets, and they are happy to help you make your decisions on GDS. Okay, let's move on. So for those in this seminar who don't know what GDS is, I'll keep this fairly straightforward. GDS is a platform used exclusively by travel agents globally to make reservations. It is a unique distribution channel enabling hotels to receive reservations predominantly for business travelers. I'll touch more in detail on that a little bit further into this. Let me just explain the travel agent distribution. A hotel to receive GDS reservations needs to be hosted, which is the dark rectangle down the bottom of this slide. So STAAH GDS Synexus is a host, and we distribute rates, availability, and minimum night restrictions, etc., from this platform here to the 4 major GDS systems. There are some other bit players, but these are the big 4. Now, you'll see these travel agents up here in this schematic that are tied to Sabre, or some are tied to Amadeus. What does that mean? You can walk into any travel agency in the world and they will evidently have laptops or PCs on their desk. They are using only one of these 4 systems. You will not find a travel agent where one person in the office is using the Sabre system and one is using Amadeus. That whole office will be using just one of these 4. So your rates and availability, these agents up here total globally about 600,000 travel agents. So quickly covering it off, just the GDS facts. Travel agents globally, as I said, there's over 600,000, and they use one of the 4 GDS platforms, as I explained earlier. Travel agents have the ability to book airlines, car rentals, and hotels all in one reservation. Sometimes they will just book an airline. Sometimes they will book just car rentals, and sometimes hotels. They may have a combination of any of those 3. The 87+% of these reservations are business travel related. The GDS wasn't always like that. A long time ago, and prior to the emergence of OTAs and direct online bookings with hotels, travel agents booked a lot of leisure as well. But that's not the case now. 80+7% of GDS reservations are business travel related. But the important thing for the hotel audience here, if you're not on GDS, if you want to be on GDS, you need to be listed on a GDS hosting platform. So when we are talking with hotels and they're considering whether or not they should be on GDS, does GDS have merit? All of those questions they ask, we bring to the table a lot of data. Now, let's just talk here, and this is only an example here, of GDS reservations in trends from the major consortia TMC travel agents, GDS reservations for Mumbai hotels. So you can see this is where the agents are residing, and these are the major agencies. So we can provide this information to a hotel if they're considering GDS and they want more data. We can show them the growth of what we call consortia travel agent reservations since COVID. And again, just an example are Mumbai hotels. So you can see here, this is the percentage month on month on month. And here you can see where it was hardly any GDS business for a long period. And it started to come to life in around about April and May of 2022 and has progressively solidified and increased over through to the end of April 2024. Another example are Malaysian hotels. The data is slightly different, but again, it's the same information. So wherever your hotel is located, in whatever country, we can get this data and give it to you for you to make informed decision whether you should be on GDS. Now, this is just a very small sample. This is room nights booked via the GDS by travel agents, and we just chose a sample of 4 major cities. Auckland had 475,000 room nights in 2023. Wellington in New Zealand, 235,000. And evidently, all of these 4 cities here are in many ways smaller than some of the cities that my audience here reside in their countries. Sydney had 1.9 million room nights booked via the GDS in 2023, and that Melbourne had 1.3 million. We'll just pause for a moment. If any of you have questions, if you wish to register them in the Q&A tab, there's a tab at on bottom of your screen where it's Q&A. Please register the questions there and we will respond to them at the end of the demonstration when we run a Q&A. If you make a mistake and you put it in the chat tab, that's okay. We'll pick up the question regardless. Okay, so when a hotel, sorry, I'll just go back one slide. So when a hotel is in discussion, for example, with STAAH GDS, which is a host, and that they want to assist a hotel grow their GDS transactions, we are able to discuss with them a number of tools at our disposal. For example, we have a tool called Sabre Red. It is a tool that enables us to see what a travel agent can see. And for example, we can use Sabre Red to assist hotels to know if their competitors are on the GDS. Sometimes a hotel is motivated to be on the GDS because their major competitors are on the GDS, and they're going, wow, okay, this must be important. Maybe I should be on the GDS. So what do we show them? We show them, I'm sorry if this slide's a bit difficult to read, but this is purely a sample of hotels. A hotel asked us in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, and what we did, this is what we were able to show them. There were multiple pages of this. If STAAH GDS can implement an audit on a hotel's GDS listing using Sabre Red to ensure that the listing meets best practice. This is the important piece for your understanding. This is what a travel agent sees when they're looking on the system in their office. And they can find, this is again just a sample hotel, the Avante Hotel in Petaling Jaya, Malaysia, or Kuala Lumpur really. And here the travel agent can see the best daily rate, room only, or that same room type with room and breakfast, room only, room and breakfast. So these are the rates in Malaysian ringgit that they book for their client. More to the point, the agent can drill in and see more information here with the room type descriptions. The source in this case was Sabre, and there's information about guarantees, cancellation policies, commissions. All that information we can share with you when you're listed on GDS, and our obsession is to make sure that we follow what we call best practice to set a property up in GDS. And it's important to have best practice here, because if your hotel listing is missing any major points, then it becomes I guess a problem trying to maximize your reason you sign with the GDS is to have reservations, but if your listing is not up to best practice, it limits the ability to get the reservations you're seeking. However, we take you through these steps in the timeline. Step one, our salespeople will have initial consultations, and they will be requirement gathering. They're going to be talking to hotels about certain aspects of their business travelers, all sorts of things they will consult about to work out with the hotel whether GDS is a good fit for your property. Upon saying it is a good idea, we deliver you commercials, and there is a contract signed. They are not long-term contracts. Account set up and build is completed post that signing. The data mapping and configuration is what that means. It's how we connect your channel manager to the SynXis system. We do testing of the connectivity, both pushing out rates, availability, minimum nights to the GDS SynXis platform from your channel manager. And likewise, there's a test reservation done to check the flow of that reservation into the channel manager. We do an audit before you go live on the listing to make sure it ticks all the boxes. And then once you are ready, we do some training, and we extend our support team to you, and then you go live. Okay. Here are some recommendations for what we call best practice to maximize your GDS reservations. Now, I understand hotels all have different cancellation policies, but I would like just to take a moment to explain why this recommendation here. Business travel reservations via travel agents can be extremely fluid. That a person has made a reservation for an airline ticket and hotel reservations, and very close to when those reservations are to mature, in other words, the business traveler is on his way, or she is on their way, the boss comes in and says, no, I need you here. So they cancel the reservation. Now, I understand that many hotels have longer periods with their OTAs. We understand that. But this channel, GDS SynXis channel, is unique. So the shorter you have your cancellation period, the more attractive it is to the agents to make reservations with you. Now, a perfect example of that was the COVID period. I can speak for another country. It's in New Zealand. And although I'm based in Australia, the New Zealand government made decisions at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, that they were shutting down all the travel again for the next day at 2 p.m. Now, that just sent everybody into a mad flip. And yet the agents, because they were confronted with 48-hour and 72-hour cancellation periods, they couldn't actually cancel them. And it wasn't the hotel's fault. It wasn't the travel agent's fault. It was a decision by the government. So since the world of business travel has emerged out of COVID, we have seen globally that hotels are reducing their cancellation for GDS reservations to 24 hours. Consider if you have dining facilities, you have a cafe or a restaurant, or there is a cafe near you, we would recommend that you not only have room only rates, but we would also suggest room and breakfast rates. Do not use non-refundable rates. Agents will avoid, in fact, they really just won't book them because it doesn't allow them to address their challenges, which is over in the first box over here, of the fluidness of business travel. Where, yes, non-refundable rates work on OTAs. They do not work on GDS. I'm just giving you this as my experience and guidance. Down here, list the room types that most appeal to business travelers. And we'll come to that in just a bit more detail shortly. But for example, you may have 5 or 6 different room types, but think about the business traveler, what their expectations are. If you list on the GDS, you don't have to list all your room types. Pick the ones that are the most appealing to the business traveler. And a note of advice, if I may. Whatever rates you want your hotel rooms to be sold for in the GDS, please make sure that there is rate parity with the major OTAs in your market. Why is this the case? The GDS systems support travel agents who only make a living if they earn commission on reservations. If the GDS systems feel that your rates are much higher than Booking.com or Expedia, that the indexing of your hotel and the ranking of your hotel just gets pushed down. So the GDS systems, they don't make a big fuss about it. You just go down in the listings of a location. Okay, so how does a hotel improve its GDS distribution with STAAH GDS? So you sign up for STAAH GDS and you're going to go onto the GDS Live. That's all great. But how can you get more distribution? And this is particularly applicable for hotels that have sales and marketing departments themselves. The first and foremost connection is via a product called Lanyon Publisher. Many of you would have heard of this. Lanyon Publisher is owned by a company called Cvent. You then have 2 pathways to choose from. Okay. Pathway 1 is this. Many hotels will be familiar with this historically, and that is you sign connections via Lanyon Publisher, and then you can choose which of the Sabre Consortia business programs. So you can choose your consortia or you can choose your TMC if that's the pathway you wish to take. Pathway 2, and this really pleases me to be able to provide this in this webinar. Again, you can grow your RFPs more directly. The connection, again, is via Lanyon Publisher, and there is an introduction by us to Cvent for you to have a demonstration from them on 3 services they have: market leads, proximity reports, and business intelligence. In my time, or in particularly more recent years, I guess, this is the most exciting connection and integration that we have. Where signing with Lanyon Publisher, you can truly drive your RFP requests. You can see what your competitors are doing. It's a remarkable system. You're not committed to it until you have a demo from the Cvent people. So a quick summary of all of that is you sign for Lanyon Publisher via STAAH GDS. That's fine. Then you choose which of the two pathways. Pathway 1, choosing a range or a number or small number of consortia programs where you want to be listed as a preferred hotel, or you can then choose pathway 2, where we can introduce you to CVent to access market leads, proximity reports, and business intelligence, as I detailed before. You don't have to you can choose a bit of both. Or depending on the size of your hotel, you can choose both of them, or you can choose one. It's up to you. But I can assure the hotels that this pathway 2, if you have sales and marketing people, they would love this pathway 2. Once you are successful with an RFP, you would be requested to have your negotiated rate that you submitted loaded and bookable, and that comes to the hotel from the allocated travel agent. And you pass that to us, and we load the negotiated rates. Reminders are sent to our properties with negotiated rates the month before any negotiated rates they have expire. We don't charge any fees for that. We just send you a reminder just telling you what's expiring. So you can go back to the client or go back to the agent and extend it or renegotiate the negotiated rate level. STAAH GDS can also assist you in completing your Lanyon publisher and submitting your RFPs for your properties. There's no extra fee involved with that. But the other thing is that pay attention to the GDS as a legitimate channel by setting seasonal rates and minimum nights. And our GDS support team will assist you on that. So we're coming towards the close now. If a hotel is interested in listing on the GDS, what should they consider as the major criteria? Okay, first and foremost, question to ask yourselves, does your hotel have an existing base of business travelers who book directly, or are there business travelers who have their travel agent call you, believing it's a direct booking? If so, this indicates the hotel already has some appeal to the business traveler guest, and the travel agents would prefer to book the hotel via their GDS if the hotel is listed. Travel agents will more attempt to book via their GDS than phoning hotels per se. Think about the location of your hotel. Are you located near any of these services and facilities? Major companies, like, do you have, I'm thinking a Price Waterhouse or a Hewlett Packard or that type, or Petronas Oil? Are they near your hotel? Major companies. Is there an airport within 10, 15 kilometers of your airport, a major commercial airport? Are there hospitals nearby? Why a hospital? Because medical people go and travel on business, etc. Research people. Light industrial complexes where you have a lot of industrial type companies located. Is any of those near you? Are there government departments near you? Courts and banks, business centres. This is a major CBD area of a city has multiple businesses. If you are located towards the CBD, or it's easily accessible of whatever city you're in, then you should consider GDS. So lastly, the facilities and amenities at the hotel. Think about this. Are they meeting business traveler expectations? You don't have to have all of these, heavens, but you do need to have some of these in your hotel to be appealing to them. But you will know this. If you run a reception area, do you have a pool? Is there a fitness center nearby? Do you offer free Wi-Fi? I would be struggling to find a hotel these days that does not offer free Wi-Fi. Is there parking? Is it free or is it charged? Is there daily room service? Do you offer a dry cleaning service. Evidently, the guest clothes would be sent out to the dry cleaner and returned. If you've got dry cleaning, and I did a trip recently into Southeast Asia and India, and the important thing for me with that trip, which went for nearly 4 weeks, was the fact that I could get laundry done. Flexible check-in and check-out dates. The more flexible your check-in facilities are and your check-out facilities, could I check out and leave my bags in storage? These type simple questions, but important for business travelers. Do your rooms have large beds? A large bed, the minimum is queen size, then a king size, the next level up, or super kings. Is there a desk, an ensuite, smart TVs, air conditioning? Is there transport, taxis, shuttle service, rail, Ubers near the hotel within reasonable proximity? Do you have dining or nearby cafes or restaurant or is room service available at your hotel? Ironing facilities, bottled water, tea and coffee making. Bottled water shouldn't be underrated. On my trip, as I was saying before, I consumed massive amounts of bottled water, and it was great. Every hotel had it in the room. There is recreational. For people who are staying longer term at a hotel or over a weekend, they want to know where they can go and walk in a park or go to see a museum, or is there recreation areas, or even if they're traveling with a family, cinemas. So these are the criteria, and you say to yourself, okay, I think I want to be on the GDS. Okay. What steps should you take if you're wanting to be listed? Well, firstly, and this is critical, choose a good GDS host. Be wise about that. Yes, we promote ourselves as a GDS host, but even if you are already on the GDS, make sure you're not being left out from any of these services, or if you're joining. Does a GDS website assist you with completing the build documentation? Forget the build, just the documentation that goes with it. Well, we do. Do they complete the build for you or expect you to try and do it yourself? Do they have a dedicated GDS support team? I'm sure just about every reasonable host does. We certainly do. Do they include image loading and hosting in their monthly fee, or is it extra? Look, this is a bit important here. Travel agents now, the old days they couldn't, but they now can see photos of the property and photos of the room types. And the reason is that travel agent could be, for example, in London, and they want to look at a hotel in Mumbai or in Dubai or in Mumbai, wherever it might be. And the more information they've got, the more informed they make their decision. We include image loading and hosting in our monthly fee because it's a service that we see as an integral part of what our offering is. However, some GDS hosts will want to charge you more for image loading and hosting. Will they load negotiated rates at no extra cost? I suspect most would, or they may expect you to do it. But the reality is we do it for our GDS support team, does it for our hotel clients at no extra cost. As I mentioned earlier, do they remind you of expiring negotiated rates? I can't answer that. I don't have the information, but I can say that we do. And do they do an annual audit to check your listing is best practice? Things change at your hotel. You may renovate some rooms, change room types. We need to know about that, the GDS support team, so we can maintain your listing at the best practice to do the best for your hotel. Okay. So what makes STAAH GDS hosting a good solution for hotels? Whether they're on the GDS now or whether they're thinking of joining the GDS, we provide full assistance during the setup period for your hotel. We discuss with you and we give the best advice we can for the rate structures, cancellation policies, and commission guidance. We make sure your amenities and facilities are loaded to assist the travel agent. So a travel agent in London is never going to see your hotel in, say, Bangkok. Well, that's okay. We will do a build that enables them to make the most informed decision they can for their client. Making sure you're displaying rates and availability to maximize your GDS reservations, and making sure your room selections are right, all the things we talked about before, and any minimum nights. We do a full audit of your listing by our team before you go live, and then we do another one through the year. We have a dedicated GDS support team and a dedicated GDS support email address. We have STAAH GDS has a partnership with Sabre, and I deal with I have a Sabre account manager, and I talk with her at least twice per week, and multiple emails are exchanged each week. We believe that we have competitive fees. We're not showing commercials here tonight, but our salespeople will negotiate with you and talk to you about the fees. There's a setup fee, a monthly fee, and a transaction fee. The last and important thing, I guess, maybe you've had enough of me for tonight, and I don't blame you if you have, but direct access to the STAAH GDS management. You have every ability to phone me. You have the ability to email me, and we offer that contact because we believe that the relationship with every hotel is built from the ground up. Okay, we're now opening this up, and my colleague Fahim, who is based up in India, he has been taking on board any Q&A questions or chat questions. Have you got any there, Fahim?
Yeah, I think there are questions already been asked with couple of team member, so I believe I have answered all of this question. But yes, you can ask questions. Whoever is left any question related to GDS, please raise your hand and type your answer in the Q&A session, in the Q&A chat box, and then we will help you out to answer with our best knowledge.
Okay.
So there are a couple of questions has been asked, so which I have answered, John, on the
Okay.
Q&A box.
Okay. I'm quite sure you've done that very well.
Thank you, John.
Okay. That really wraps up the show, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to show you this. Sorry, I'll just get rid of this.
So there is one, let me answer one of the question is left to answer. Just now somebody has asked me on the chat box.
Yep.
So we'll wait for a minute to answer, just a minute. Get in touch with GDS team in order to take me to hotel.
While you're doing that, first and foremost, I would very much like to thank everybody who's registered and participated. When I talked about this evening, it was a Freudian slip. I'm based in Australia, so it's a little bit early in the night here, and I just wanted to thank you for making time to participate and interact with asking questions, etc. I'm very proud of what we deliver as a hosting service, and I have a high level of interaction with the team that works with me. They don't work for me, they work with me and around me. So hopefully some of you here may make what we call an evolved, you will evolve to making a decision to either stay with your GDS host, or you may want to think about talking with us, or you're new to GDS and you'd like to have a discussion. So there is a QR code here, and if you could scan that, that will take you to a link, and or you can just reach out to sales@staah.com. And lastly, if I go all the way back to the first slide, my email address is on that. And everybody here will receive a copy of this audio in case they want to go back, recircle back. And I know what, if anyone's like me, in 3 or 4 days, I'll go, now, what did that guy say? What did he say? So we will have the audio visual, and we're happy to share this PowerPoint as a PDF for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any further questions for him?
There are one question. So
Yep.
yeah.
It's in the Q&A.
Yes, I'm about to finish. Yeah. Uh,
Oh,
uh,
okay. There are some questions here in Q&A. Have you answered these?
yes.
The one travel agent commission part, have you answered that about Onyx? Yeah.
Yeah. So there are under the question, there are some of the so there are two tabs. Open one is not yet answered, and answer one has been answered already. So
Okay.
to pick up any one.
I'm just looking at the Q&A.
Okay.
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 There's a gentleman, I'm assuming it's a gentleman, I could be wrong, Jeshron. How is the TAC part, that's travel agent commission part, is handled? Is there any app for that? Okay, if you haven't answered that one for him? No?
No, not yet. You can answer.
Okay. Jeshron, there is an organization called Onyx, Onyx. Travel agents will subscribe to Onyx, and Onyx will send hotels reports at the beginning of each month for reservations in the previous month. And the hotel then reviews all those reservations and replies to Onyx saying, no, that one was a no-show, that one was cancelled, that booking was at a rate that was non-commissionable. You get to respond back to Onyx. Onyx then recalibrate and come back to you with the final report and send you an invoice for the modified version. You pay Onyx, and Onyx then pays the travel agents, regardless of where they are. That's Onyx's job. And evidently, Onyx charged the agents some part of what you've paid Onyx, if I've made myself clear. So you don't have to do anything. The agents have to do the work to come and get their commission. And we would recommend you pay commission on the bar or the public rate. And then we have a conversation with you about which other rate plans should be commissionable and which should not be. Hopefully I've answered your question, Jeshran. Okay. What else have we got?
So the Dheeraj from Planet Hollywood, he's the existing customer. He asked, kindly let us know more about consortia program, how much it will be beneficiary for property, will it affect on revenue?
Okay. What I'd like to do is answer that by not answering it, but there's now this second doorway. Happy to have a conversation with any hotel, and Planet Hollywood, we would do that for him as a priority. And we can talk about the other option they have in front, and we will discuss in more detail with Deshrad, the consortia options or the market leads proximity reports. Can you please, Fahim Fubi, so I can just make a note, and you and I'll talk about this after we finish this call tonight, shortly.
Sure.
Okay. What's happened to the others? There's a SM Krishnan. That's quite correct. It's got nothing to do with the chain code. This is low rank. So can we be allowed to change the rank something from A to B, C? No, anyway, Fahim, I think that needs a little bit further detailing to SM Krishna, and we'll talk about
I
that
will
as
do
well.
that. Yeah, I'll do that. So,
Yep,
so far all the question has been answered, John, and we are
lovely. Okay, the people don't need to be bored with me. Aniket Pandey, thank you so much for your
absolutely, it
comments.
was
I
wonderful
appreciate it.
session, John, and it is really informative for all of the team member. I can see this is really good participations, and thank you for your today's time. I think it's been late for John. We should appreciate his time.
No,
He's
no, I'm fine. I'm
Thank you
fine.
so much.
Comes with the territory, Fahim. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. We'll terminate the meeting now. We'll send a PowerPoint and in a PDF format, and also a audio-visual recording. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye. Thanks, everyone.
Uh,